Hello, social media family and everyone else out there in the world. My name is Shemetris Vital, better known over the last 5 years as Pastor Vital, Pastor V, Reverend Vital, Reverend V. Well, I'm here to tell you my name is Shemetris Vital, and this is a Vital Change Academy moment brought to you by Vital Statistics. We're going to talk more about that, but I decided while I was outside at our neighborhood garden, I don't have a garden, but I was repotting some plants in my house, and that big one fell over. It was on my top shelf, and for whatever reason, it fell over. And so I needed to get some more soil and repot it. So I think that's an elephant plant. And then I have an African violet in there that I replanted today. So I came out here and things were just mulling over in my mind. And I was like, you know what? I need to reintroduce myself to the world. I am a retired youth pastor. Now, that probably sounds hilarious, but for real, I'm retired. I just recently said my goodbyes and everything. I posted a couple of those things. You guys have seen all the different things that I was blessed through God to be able to do in the life of a children and youth pastor. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that was what I would be doing in my 40s, but nonetheless, I am here at this moment. 5 years later, yep, I'm 45. I said, you know what? It's time to reinvent myself. So there's been something I've been working on, but I have not fully given weight to it because my time was taken up with ministry. Now, I'm not complaining about the work of ministry because I live and breathe to do what God has called me to do. And that is my life's mission, to do what God called me to do. But in the midst of that, being in this job for 5.5 years where I was the main source to our children and youth as far as teaching and undergirding and all the things for children ages like basically newborn to 18. So I was with them and blessed to be able to serve them. Believe me, it was a blessing. And I'm sure at some point I'm going to wish that I was doing that again. But this was just a time where it was time for me to branch out. And it was like, okay, God, I'm ready to make the move. And so as I was sitting here thinking, I said, I need for people to know who I am without the title. Now, I have a master's in business and all those wonderful things. So I got a couple of degrees. You know, I went to school too. I'm really smart. But nonetheless, I wanted you guys to know that something I was working on way before it was time for me to turn in my notice at my job. And I think I did this like 2 years ago. It's embarrassing to say, but I think it was like two years ago. Yes, it was 2 years ago, 2022, March 1st of Women's History Month. So I was like, I'm going to make some moves and I am going to create a academy for women. Well, I never launched it. It was just a dream, and that's all it was. And so then I said, I really need to push this forward. And so now sitting out here, repotting this plant out here in this garden. And when you have to take things out of a pot because it has outgrown it, the soil needs to be changed. The soil needs to be moved, all of that. Now, look, I'm a preacher and I could totally preach that real quick, but I'm not going to preach it. What is the point of me being here? Well, I am here because what is Vital Change Academy? You can go to my website, shemetrisv.com, and you can hear the whole mission of that. But why this video and why right now? No makeup, no weave, no wig, no earrings, nothing. This is just me, but this is what you get. This is who I am when we take all of those things out to appeal, you know, to the masses and to our audiences and all those kinds of things. But what it made me think about is like, why did I create this women's academy and what has kept me from pushing it out? Well, of course, time has kept me from pushing out because my time was really full with ministry. That was like a 24/7 job. You were had to be always on and always available, checking emails, checking text messages, checking all these different social media things that we had for the church, visiting people, checking in on people, everything. I couldn't even go to the store, as you noticed earlier. I couldn't even go to the store, and that's a true fact, without thinking about ministry. I would go to the store and be like, what activity? Oh, I need to plan a message on that. Oh, I need to do. It was all the time. I'd be talking to people and I'd be talking about church and ministry. Some of you can profess to that. But anyway, Vital Change Academy. So this academy is for women, and a specific group of women, really. So a group of women where I know that I fit in as well. Some of you guys don't know my full story, but I shared my testimony. Maybe I'll upload that that message about me adopting a pregnant 16-year-old. I think 16 years ago. Yeah, 16 years ago. So anyway, she's 32 and the baby is 14 and he has a little sister and all that kind of stuff. They have been a blessing in my life. But again, what does that bring me to? So being a mom and then being an empty nester, then going into a job that took up all my time. The only thing that I'm missing is not physically married, but baby, I have been married to Christ for over 30 years. He has been good to me and better than I have been to myself. That has been a constant relationship. But I want to talk to you real quick to those women who feel empty and feel depleted and feel like they're just lost because you're lost in your own family. You are happy and excited that you have children and that you're married and have a spouse, all those good things, whatever it is, you have those things checked. But somewhere, somehow, when you go into your little secret spot or you get into the car, you're like, whew, you're trying to think up your own thoughts, minus all the thoughts that you're thinking for your family. You might be single, a single parent. I was a single parent. And you're constantly thinking about what they need, right? But what about you? So Vital Change Academy is for women. I was blessed with over the last year as working in the church, but also I got a chance to work in a school. And I was blessed to be able to coach a number of ladies real quick in quick tidbits of things that they needed to do for themselves. It never seemed to amaze me that every time we had conversations and there was a problem, whether it was problems with their kids disobeying or it was a problem with the spouse, it was a problem. It was always a problem, even problems at work. Our conversations always came down to them. What did they want for themselves? Most of the women could not even define that. I've been in that space too. Like, Shemetris, what do you want? And you're like, I don't know. I remember asking a lady who was trying to think about retirement and she couldn't even answer what her favorite color was. She could tell her husband's favorite color and her kids' favorite color. She could tell what their favorite activities were, but she was like, Shemetris, I honestly do not know. I can't answer that for myself. And I said, well, I want to help you with that. And so we did. We would talk every day at school as much as we could, just about things about herself. And so I'm here to tell you in my last 2 minutes, I want this to be no less than 10 minutes, is that I want you to pay real close attention. I'm going to be throwing out some tidbits of the things that we're offering. I'm getting ready to offer locally because I live in the local Virginia area. I'm going to offer some free feedback sessions because I'm getting ready to launch this academy and coaching. You can do group coaching. I got a chance to do a group coaching 2 weeks ago, I think it was. It was amazing because it was a small group. You don't want to coach people in large groups, but maybe you're not able to pay for individual coaching or just having that individual confidant. And the best thing about me is that I'm not only coaching, but I can also give biblical coaching. And if you don't believe in Christ, don't worry, I don't have to add that in. But I want to help women define who they are while you're helping your children define who they are, even from children to teens to young adults. You got to become the main part of the equation. There is no point in us. We all know it. Put the mask on yourself first. We know that on a plane. but we don't even do that. We know to do that on a plane, but we don't do it in real life. We do not put the mask on ourselves. Like, serve yourself first. Just think about it. When you go to the restaurant and you have children, or one that has to have food cut, you start cutting their food and doing what they need done first. You make sure that everybody has everything that they need. You're cooking the meal, you're taste testing, but by the time you get to the table, you're not even hungry. Why? Because you have done everything for everyone else and you were making sure everything was right. I want to help you. We're going to talk more about this, and I'm going to be more of myself. You're going to see me just as I am. As a retired youth pastor, I'll go back into ministry, but it's time for me to do what God called me to do. And I want to help you do what God called you to do. So this is a moment of vital statistics. I'm sorry. This is a Vital Change Academy moment brought to you by Vital Statistics. I got to get used to saying that, but I wanted to do this. There was no script. I'm putting it out there. I'm going after it. I know everybody's not going to watch it. Not everybody's going to find this favorable, but hey, this is the moment, and let's go. All right. So remember to be the difference, make the difference, because the difference is in the change you choose to make. It's about you. Take care.